Okay, well, Simon, we need to get your thoughts on the coaching vacancies that are going on in the AFL world at the moment. Bomberland's not going to lose you, are we? Are you going to put your hand up for the Adelaide Crows job?
Oh, look, not at this stage. I'm really enjoying my time at Essendon, but in saying that, if the Adelaide Footy Club rang you and wanted to sit down and have a chat or a coffee, you'd certainly do that. And, obviously spending a fair bit of time there, you'd certainly take that and have that conversation. But at this stage, I'm really keen to stay at Essendon. I feel like I'm really fortunate to be at this footy club. The playing groups really embrace what we're trying to do, but also to have the mentoring of Mark Thompson and Brendan McCartney at your footy club, along with obviously James Hird. I feel like a very fortunate coach.
You'll convince him to stay, won't you?
Yeah, I'd love him to stay. He's been terrific.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. We'll let you go and do some more preparations for this big game this weekend against Sydney. Thanks for joining us, Simon.
Thanks, Sarah.
Okay, well, it's time now for a break, and be sure to stick around as we count down the plays of the week. Terry Danaher will open up the Bomber Vault and we go inside the locker room with Josh Jenkins. But up next, a word from the chairman, David Evans.
Well, thanks, Sarah, and terrific feedback on last week's Bomber Show, and certainly something we're continuing to develop and something we're looking forward to bringing you over the course of the next few weeks heading into the end of the season. Well, it's a critical month ahead for the Essendon Football Club, and our Bomber supporters have been absolutely sensational over the course of the year. They've been passionate, they've been supportive, they've been patient, and they have turned up in their thousands, which is fantastic. Well, the next couple of weeks, it's important that Bomber fans turn up again, because a sea of red and black is going to be absolutely critical and very supportive for our players if we do that, and something that I'm sure will add and a way that Bomber fans can play their part in the coming weeks as we try and get a sniff of September action. Well, I'm looking forward very much to the Bomber Show continuing, and once again thank you, Sarah, for the part you're playing in bringing this great show to our fans.
Energy prices are on the rise, and we're all aware of the benefits of using solar to power our home. True Value Solar are the solar specialists and one of Australia's largest installers of solar power. So call True Value Solar for your solution today.
Yeah, you tell them, Hurdy.
Call 13 Solar for the best deals under the sun.
Television is about to change forever. The revolutionary new Samsung Smart TV will immerse you in full HD 3D vision that will take your breath away. You'll be able to access your compatible multimedia library with Search All, along with your favourite websites. The new Samsung Smart TV. Immerse yourself in a world of endless entertainment.
Welcome back to the Bomber Show, and it looks like the True Value Solar Man has fit right in down at Windy Hill. Now it's time for some questions from the fans via Twitter, and of course remember to join the conversation. Just follow Essendon_FC and use the Bomber Show hashtag. Now we're going to have a look at some of these questions for you, Jason. From Nick Losh, will you be able to begin pre-season training normally with the rest of the guys, or we have to wait a little?
Yeah, definitely. I'll start running. Started running a couple of weeks ago, just jog walking, but I'll be looking at the start of November, to join in all the main running drills, that's the main thing, is you want to be able to build up your fitness base and your strength with weights, and then more the tackling and stuff will be left till around Christmas or just after.
And then all ready to go round one? Yeah,
definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, from Katie Sunshine, who spends the most time grooming and who needs to spend a little more time grooming?
Oh, usual suspects in Zaka, Welshie and McVeigh. They're generally in there. Maybe someone like a Kyle Reimers could use a comb and a brush. It'd be all right, and a bit of a wash. The old bulldog.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that advice. From Bomber Blitzcast, how big are your guns getting now that you've been staying off your feet for the year?
I was interested in speaking to Simon before. Before I had back surgery, I was 86 kilos, and then after 6 weeks, I'd lost 15 kilos. Now I'm back up to about 80 kilos, but the way the game is played now, you want to be a bit bigger and stronger. So I'll be looking, as most of our list are, and the coaches want to put on a few kilos on everyone, so we can win the contested ball and the tackling, which is all important.
Is it a fine balance between bulking up and still being able to maintain your speed, which is something you're obviously well known for?
Yeah, it is, because you've got the substitute rule now, and you don't want to be carrying around extra kilos at the end of a game if you don't have to be. But you look at the teams like Geelong and Collingwood, who are great at the inside ball. They've all got bigger bodies than what we do, so it's really important for guys like Malcolm, Heppel just coming in, Trav Collier, that we all put on some size, so that way you don't get knocked off the ball as easily.
Sounds good to me. Okay, the tweet of the week is from Luke. A great read on the Essendon website about recognition for road safety with our seatbelt jumper. Any chance it might return in future matches?
I hope so. Unfortunately, just a month after I got drafted, I lost a couple of friends in a car accident that I'd grown up with. So that was a great initiative by the football club, and I was really disappointed I couldn't play in it last year because I'd broken my hand. But I'd be stoked if they came up with that again next year. I think it's a great cause.
Wonderful initiative, isn't it? Okay, well, one of the great things about the Essendon Football Club, there's so many legends that come to Windy Hill and join in with all the action with the guys. Well, this week we caught up with Terry Danaher.
Well, Terry, welcome to the Bomber Show on Bomber TV. It's great to have you with us, obviously a two-time premiership captain of the club. What are your first memories of when Sheeds arrived here at Windy Hill?
Oh, one of enthusiasm, and it wasn't long before he turned the place upside down, moved in, and all the, he painted the place out, and new lockers, and he gave away smoking. You couldn't smoke in the place, and I had to work hard to keep the beer flowing after games, and we had to have a celebratory drink, for God's sake. The
83 loss, and then obviously the 84 and 85 back-to-back, how much did that spur the team on?
Well, it was great at the end of 83, finally, to have at least got to a grand final. They're very deflating to have gone down by that margin of 83 points. And of course, overcoming Hawthorn in 84, when we were down by 24 points at three-quarter time. And through the last quarter, we made a couple of moves, and the guys were able to finish it off up forward. So it was a great result in the end.
You did have one last chance to win a grand final in 1990. That day obviously was marred, or will be remembered for many different things, but one of them being the half-time brawl. Quarter-time brawl.
I see one of my boys get whacked, well, you're weaving the ledger, and that's the way it was. And with Gavin, he was either going to whack me or I was going to snot him. So it was, I got in first, and he was supposed to have got back up, but he didn't. But that's life. That's the way it is.
TD, thanks for sharing your memories on the Bomber Show.
Yep, no worries. Thanks for having me.
What a great addition to our show tonight, and you can catch that full interview on Bomber TV.